from Ottawa, Ontario. I'm a director, and this is my second year presenting to you guys. I crossed my fingers, I prayed to the gods, I talked to everybody that I could possibly think of, and this is definitely not closer enough to my face. So, is that closer? Yeah. Can you hear me? No, you can't. Forget.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, but we got people at the back. Can you hear me back there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, last year I came up here, I presented, I was nervous as heck. I'm nervous this time, but this topic is something that makes it a little bit easier for me. I know that sounds hard for you guys to understand because I'm talking about fear. Well, that's the big thing for me is fear. That's how I run, that's how I roll, and that's how all my life is based on is my fear and having to conquer how much pain that I've dealt with in my life. So just by saying that, I'm just gonna lead into part of my Scentsy why. I wanted to share this with you guys because I want you to know, and I want you guys to do some head bobs and some head nods as I'm looking out. I didn't have a tech guy, sorry. That's my tech woman, Kathleen. So I wanted to just kind of talk about my why. Last year, if you got a chance to see me last year, you know that I lost my 13-month-old daughter. But I'm gonna explain a little bit about it to you guys because you can't really sit there and talk about the whole thing for the whole topic. You guys won't be able to learn anything afterwards. It'll be sad. But I'll just go into it a little. So, my fear in my business stems from not being adequate enough in anything that I do. In leading, I'm not confident with follow-ups, I'm not confident with consistency, I'm not confident with all those things because I have anxiety. I have really horrible anxiety. I have days where I put myself into mental blockouts and I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to have to communicate. So I do different things in my business to work around that. But let's go to my story. So on October 2nd, 2012, I went to work. And I was working full-time for an accounting company. I was an accounts payable coordinator. I love it. I loved it. I still do. I love Scentsy more. So I did the accounting for a long time. It was a business that I could get really into. I was able to be, working behind a desk. It wasn't too physical. I didn't like physical work. It was good for me. But then it came to the point where I wasn't okay in my mind, and having to focus on something like that and having to put work in every single day was too much for me. So I would get up at 4:30 in the morning to leave my house for 5:30, to get to my dad's house, to get on a bus, to get to work for 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to drop my daughter off at my dad's house, and then I had to get to work. And I wasn't getting home till 8 o'clock at night. Here I am wasting my entire life on a bus and at work. I have no time to spend with my kid, and I just lost one. I've been going through all this stuff, and so I had to find ways to overcome it. So one of the things that happened to me was, hold on a sec, guys. So I was at work, and it was the afternoon, and we just finished coming back from some lunch, and my phone rang, and I thought it was my babysitter because it was her phone number. And I picked up the phone, and I'm like, "What's going on, woman?" And on the other end, I get, "Ma'am, this is the Ottawa paramedics, and your daughter was found unconscious. You need to make your way to the hospital." My whole entire world ended. Everything stopped, couldn't breathe. I screamed at the top of my lungs. All of my coworkers rushed to take me to the hospital because I don't drive. My boss came out of the office and was like, you, go. And we just went, and we're in the car. And I get the phone call from my receptionist, and she says, "Don't go home. You gotta go to the hospital. They're on their way to the hospital this time." So I call my mom, and I'm like, "Mom, you have to go to the hospital, not the house." She says, "Okay, we're going the other direction." And here I am trying to call my husband, but he's an HVAC operator, and he's on the side of the highway in Hawkesbury, which is 45 minutes from home, and he's got big headphones on, he can't hear nothing. And And the phone's ringing and ringing and ringing, and I'm begging for him to answer, and he's not there. So I get to the hospital, and I get put into this room. And you don't have to actually be told that they're gone, you know, before you get there, right? That's a feeling. So I get there, and this woman comes up to me, and she says, "I'm sorry, ma'am." And I broke. And at that point in my life, I realized that there was nothing left for me. I had a husband, but I didn't care anymore. My flesh was gone. My baby was gone. Didn't make any sense. It was a goddamn nightmare. And I went into a real bad depression. I went into a real bad spiral. And after 4 months, I got pregnant again on a fluke. I will tell you guys before I tell you about my second pregnancy that Ellie died on a fluke. It wasn't SIDS. It was 1 in 500,000. I got to be the 1 in 500,000. So 4 months later, I got pregnant with my daughter now, Riley. You guys have probably, if you follow me, you've seen her on TV a few times, or on the videos a few times. She's quite the little video star. She must be her own little vlogger. I got pregnant second time around. When you're grieving and you're pregnant, the emotions are even more amplified. So I went through massive depression. I went through depression, and then my husband told me he didn't want to be with me anymore. And that I wasn't the same woman that he married. Well, I don't know about you, but if you lost your kid, you wouldn't be the same person either. What kind of person are you? You're supposed to be there for me in sickness and in health, for better or worse. I put a ring on your finger. And he wasn't there for me anymore. He just left. And left me with an 11-month-old baby at the time, when I was still grieving. And in a house that was $1,400.50 for rent. And I was on maternity leave. We all know how much you get for maternity leave in Canada. Yeah, I was paying no bills. So, and I was working, going back to work, still paying no bills. Paying no bills, getting no time for myself, getting no time for my kid, getting no time in general. Life was crappy. There needed to be a change, excuse me, sorry. And the only thing that I could think of, forget that this thing is on my hair and I'm not like, you know, the only thing that I could think to do in my business was, in my life was to try something different. So my director, who's not here today, she offered me the set of testers. And I took these set of testers to work, and the pink-haired lady over here, Mary, she saw my tester, she's like, "Look at all the lip glosses." I was like, "No, that's not lip gloss, it's wax." So I took Scentsy on. And in the midst of all the stuff that I was going through, there was like one little light, this one little good thing that I could just hold on to. And so I kept it, and I kept my Scentsy business. And then eventually I realized that that's the way that I needed to go, that that was my calling, that was my life. I'm happy in my environment, in my Scentsy environment. I'm happy not having to deal with another person. I'm happy not having to make anybody feel guilty because I can't make it into work because my kid is sick. I am happy not feeling guilty having to call in because my kid is sick. Because my kid should come first, I shouldn't have to feel guilty. So I took all this pain and all this crap that I had happened to me, my husband leaving, getting evicted from my house, yada, 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 all that. I took it all and I put it into a different outlet. I put it into Scentsy. Now, the whole point of this topic is fear. And I wanted to tell you that I base it on fear. Because I fear that every day I'm not going to be here because I'm not strong enough to face the next day. And I do it anyways. Why? Because look at me standing up here in front of all of you guys. If I would have asked myself 4 years ago if I would have done this, the answer would have been no. Absolutely not. But I'm up here because when I get in a room with you guys, it's like that fear disappears. And why does it disappear? Because I feel confident standing up here talking to all of you guys. I feel like you guys are listening to me, you're resonating with me. Some of you may not have the same story as me, but you have the same fears, the same feelings. You don't want to have You don't want to lose your family. You don't want to be evicted from your home. You don't want to have all those kinds of things happen to you. You don't want all these difficult things to go on in your life. You want it to just be easy and simple, and it's not like that. Life is friggin' hard. Life is hard, and there's fears all around us, but it's how you push past that fear and the things that you do in your life, the tools that you use to go past them. So I use my daughter Ellison as a tool. She's my tool. And every time I feel like I can't do it, I'll think to myself, no, you can do it. She's watching you, and she wants you to succeed.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you get a little angry or upset with her, do you call her, oh, Allison, you little tool?
No, I don't. Her nickname was Monkey Doo.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good question. And now I'm sidetracked. What was I talking about?
I don't know.
You use her as your tool. She's your tool.
Yeah, so I use Ellie as a tool. And I use her as a tool because, like, I have Riley. Yes, you guys, I know I haven't talked about my second daughter, Riley. But every day she encourages me and she's there and everybody sees that. So I have her hands-on with me and I have her interacting in my business. I have her going live with me, demonstrating the products. I have her doing those things because she wants to be a part of it. So Riley is very invested in my Scentsy life. A lot of my Scentsy life wouldn't be good if Riley wasn't in it because she makes my videos that much better. She makes my lives better. She makes people interested in coming to me, to want to talk to me, want to ask me questions about their kids and stuff like that. Just broach conversations with me, and not a lot of people realize that your relationships with your customers, there needs to be a relationship there. They're not just buy and sell. If you don't create a relationship with them and you don't show somebody that you actually care about them, then you're literally just that person that's at the counter, behind the counter at the retail stores. You're nothing to them. But you want to be something to them. So, show of hands, sorry guys, show of hands in this room, when you guys first woke up this morning, how many of you were nervous and terrified to come to World Tour? Wow, there's a lot of you. Do you feel that nervous right now? Do you feel the same nervous because you've been here all day? No, right? Because you went outside your comfort zone. You put yourself out there, and it's not as bad as you think it is it? Good. Are we ready for this? Is this thing on? Okay. All right. You guys, I get to be interactive with you guys. And I'm just going to start walking up and down the aisles, and I'm going to ask you guys, what kind of fears do you guys have? What kind of fear do you have? Just everybody looking at me.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
Is she scary?
No, she's beautiful.
She's beautiful?
Yeah.
You can do anything you put your mind to. Okay. So I also want to let you guys know that I'm going to do this a lot. I'm going to put a lot of you on the spot, sorry. Because guess what? It's time to get out of your comfort zones because it's all about fear. If you can't get out of your comfort zone, how do you expect to grow in your business? Right? How do you expect to move forward? How do you expect for people to take you seriously and want to buy stuff from you? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. So, let's see here. Who doesn't want to go live? I'm looking for a specific person in this group. Is there an Amanda Walker in this one? Because she will be in the next one. Okay, if you go live. What's your name, man? Carrie. It's very nice to meet you. You're really cute. Do you have Facebook? Have you ever been live before? Is that a fear of yours? Are you shaking in your boots? Okay. I'm going to give you a reward for it. Okay, so come on. Go live. We're going to tell everybody where we're at. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. It's not going to be long. It's literally going to be 3 seconds. You're going to say, this is what you're going to say. Hey guys, it's me. I just wanted to let you know that today I am at Scentsy World Tour, and we're having a blast. And all you're gonna do is turn your camera around, and everybody's gonna go, hey! And you're gonna go, you stay tuned for more later. And you're gonna turn it off. It's literally less than 30 seconds, probably maybe 12. You're in it for less than that amount of time. If you can do it, I'll be very well.
It is very strong.
I would like to start our own tour in Toronto, and I want to show you everybody.
Enjoying my Scentsy life.
Scentsy!
That means that your team's going to be there to support you, and the team that you're under is going to be there to support you. So practice on your teams each one. So I'm going to get
I love her laugh.
Amie, your mic is off.
Your mic.
Your mic's off.
I know.
No.
Because I'm not done putting people on the spot.
Oh.
Sorry. I didn't know if you were
Okay. Okay, so the next question is just going to be a question. You don't have to go live. Okay? So I want, actually, let's see if someone's going to volunteer for this one. No, I want to put you on the spot. Sorry. Okay, so can someone tell me a time in their life, doesn't have to be Scentsy related, doesn't have to be business, it can be anything in your life, where you had a crazy obstacle? What was that obstacle? And how did you overcome it? You want it? All right, let's do this. I'm about ready to touch people's bodies. I'm like, wow, I have to go this way. Okay, let's do this. What was an obstacle that you had in your life that you've overcome, and what did you do to do it?
It's not like the hugest obstacle, but it's like right now, but I live. Hello? But I live in the bush and I'm terrified to drive. And I'm working on that right now because I am terrified. Like, I mean, not driving with someone, not on my own. And I've been working my business from home or having him drive me around places, which he works crazy hours. So I've been working on it and extra hard since I've gotten into Scentsy. It's like I really want to be able to drive and I want to be able to do all the things because I feel like I'm already doing well with Scentsy, but that's my biggest block.
You think that if you had that ability, you would go further?
I feel like because
you feel that that's a block though?
Because if I was able to go to town and go to people, I'm a social person. I would go up to you and be like, hey, here's some Scentsy, here's what's going on. I'd be all over. I'd be everywhere. But I'm home instead. Why? Because I'm letting my fears take over. And if I took out my book, that's exactly what I wrote in there. That is my block, that is my everything. Like,
What's your obstacle?
it is.
What are you going to try and do?
Move past it. Like, basically tell myself I gotta do it. Yeah, I've done it, but it. You drove me.
Thank you for sharing. So obstacles don't just happen in our business, they happen in life all the time. And one of my obstacles is definitely that too. I don't drive at all. I have to take a city bus. Do you know how hard it is to tell people, you go, babe. Do you know how hard it is to tell people, sure, I can offer you free shipping when I get to my bulk order, but you have to come get it. It's not really free now, is it? But they still come, only because I put real good samples inside their thing. But that's my thing, that's how I brand. I make sure they want to come back. Yes, you have to make an effort and you have to come to me, but I make sure that they want to come back. So, when I first started doing these, I'll do another question in a minute or two. So, when I was first asked to do this, they said to me, what are some of the things that people have told you about your fears? So I said to myself, I'm gonna go on that world tour group, I'm gonna post a picture, and I'm gonna ask you guys. Some of the things you guys told me was that you had a block, that you guys there's moments where you get into a slump, in your own mental slump, and you can't get yourself out. So one of the big things is that you're here today because you want to boost yourself, right? Because what? Scentsy girls do that for you. So when you're in a slump, reach out to someone. How many of you guys are there in this room? There's enough people that you could reach out to someone, and we're Scentsy sisters. Everybody's gonna be there for you. So you don't have really any excuses. Now, I'm just reading my notes here, guys, sorry. So back to that slump thing. In that slump, you get anxiety and you get stressed out, and I have a very high anxiety. I don't leave my house. I'm the type of person who runs my business from my home completely online. I don't like going outside and talking to people. No, it doesn't seem like that. I'm up here. But I have that as an obstacle for me. That's one of my things. I don't like putting myself out there. I won't do an event because I don't want to stand behind a table all day and have to talk to random strange people. I can't do it. The anxiety kills me, so I have to work around it. I have to find things to face my fears and gear up, right? That's what we're talking about today. What are the things that you can do to face your fears? Well, one of the things that I say to myself is I try all the time doing one thing out of my comfort zone. So one of the things that I did was this last year, coming up here. I did not ever want to speak in front of anybody. And after last year, I was really anxious in the morning. I had the worst stomach cramps. I was freaking out. All my friends were like, "You're gonna be fine." And I didn't really have, who has my time card? I got 10 minutes, shit. Sorry, crap. How about we just, listen, we're gonna take out the workbooks because I got questions for you. Take out your workbooks and turn to page 16, okay? I want you guys to write down, don't write top 3 takeaways. We're gonna erase that part. You guys are gonna do what I want you to do. So, I want you guys to write on the first line, one thing that you want to do this season, so that means until the end of this season, not at the end of the year. So this season that you want to do to challenge yourself in your business. What is one thing? And then I'm going to go and I'm going to ask somebody, so you got a minute.
Bless you.
You know, you guys, when I get in a slump, I like to focus on income-producing activities. So I often get in a slump, imaginable, right? And the thing is that you can get in a slump and you can sit there and you can watch Netflix all day. Or you can get in a slump and you can do something that's income-producing. It's your mindset, it's how you think about it. You can sit there and you can think about it like, I'm gonna let myself be controlled by all these sad emotions, and I'm gonna let the anxiety take over and the fear take over, or I'm gonna do something. So what I do is I make samples. Samples are a good thing. I make join packets. I email customers, because you don't have to talk to customers, you can email them too. So I email customers, or I don't really want to do Messenger because I don't want to have to answer the reply. So I don't do that, right? Because I'm terrified of that. But like I said, there's other ways to do it. On those days, you tend to want to stay at home in your bed. But what about the days when you're in a slump and you have to go out and do stuff? And you're still in that slump. How do you produce some income-producing things for your business? Bring sample packages with you and leave them places. Do those kinds of things. Those are income-producing things that you can do without even having to step out of your comfort zone, without even having to feel like you have to go face-to-face with someone, because that's a scary thing, going face-to-face with someone. And that was another thing that you guys said to me too, was you were the fear of rejection. You guys had a fear of rejection. I have a huge fear of rejection. Standing up here, I knew that there were so many people that were going to love me, but I was afraid that I was going to have some people that weren't going to take anything away from here. That feels not good, right? But if I was to sit there and think about only that, then I wouldn't have been able to stand up here and talk to you guys, or sit down right now, and talk to you guys. My feet are hurting. I'm sorry, I've been on them all day. But I would have let the fear take over, and I wouldn't have been able to train anybody, and I wouldn't have been able to do this. So that fear, I'm pushing past it. Now what am I doing? I'm taking it and I'm moving it to another level. What I'm going to do is I'm going to feed off of you guys. This girl over here, I can't even remember your name, love, went live for the very first time here, and she overcame a fear. I bet you she's still anxious right now from that, right? She's gonna be like, I'm not adding that Amie to Facebook. I don't know. That's what she's gonna say. But you know what? She might not. She might go back home and she might say, that really wasn't as scary as I thought. And she might go live on her team page, or when the next time that her director or superstar director gives everybody a challenge to go live and talk to each other and share one certain thing about each other, she probably will be the next person that'll go live. Maybe she'll get rewarded for it again, you never know, right? But at least now I got her out of her comfort zone, so you have to do something to get out of your comfort zone. So you're gonna challenge yourself in number one. So let's ask people, what is a challenge that you have? And I looked at you the whole day, because you're just so cute. So what's a challenge that you have?
It's with my follow-ups.
What is it? Are you afraid to talk to people?
I am,
And is that why you don't do the follow-up?
right, but
Yeah.
when I do get the courage to follow up, I get an order out of it, pretty
Right?
much every time.
It's worth it then, right? So you have to just step out of the comfort zone to do it.
Absolutely.
What do you do to step out of your comfort zone? In order to make that phone call or to talk to that person, do you have to talk yourself up? Do you have to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do it?
No, I have to just do it,
Just do
and
it.
it's usually texting, not calling.
So you don't actually do the face-to-face or the... So, and do you think you would get a better response if you were to do a phone call or face-to-face?
Probably.
So that's gonna be one thing I want you to try this year.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to try and talk to more people face-to-face. Hand out more samples and get information back.
Right.
Because then, if you hand out a sample, they might not be interested, but you can call them next month and say, hey, remember that sample I gave you? What do you think of it? And if they say, oh, I'm allergic to sensitive to scents, you can say, oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, but you know what, I just want to follow up and make sure you have a great day.
Right.
Not gonna hurt anybody, right? That's like when you go to McDonald's. When you go to McDonald's and he says to you, do you want fries with that? You start crying if you don't want the fries.
No.
Do you? Does he start crying if you say no? No, thank you, I don't want the fries. He doesn't start crying, doesn't freak out, because that's his job. And part of your job is to put yourself out there and get out of your comfort zone. So that's one thing I want you to do. Let's see if it works. Is she on your team, Julie? You tell me, okay. Okay. Okay, so challenge yourself. And then what was number 2? Well, why is nobody writing down? What? What did you say? What was number 2? Come on. Yes, I did. Challenge yourself, and then number 2. Yeah, no, was do something that gets you out of your comfort zone. So there you go. Do something that gets you out of your comfort zone, and then challenge yourself and do something that gets you out of your comfort zone. I did say 2. Okay, do something that gets you out of your comfort zone. So, I know that a lot of people in this room's fear is going live. Okay? And I know that there's a lot of directors and superstar directors in these floors right here. And I'm gonna hold you guys accountable. Because I want you guys to work with your team to get them to go live. That is how you guys are gonna get your businesses to grow more, because people wanna see you. They don't want a stupid flyer. They wanna see your face. They wanna know that you're actually trying the product. They want you to put the lotion on your body in front of them. They to sit there and pretend she's a vlogger. And they want to see you guys incorporate your family in it because this is supposed to be a family business. So why are you so afraid to go live when it's supposed to be a family business? So why don't you incorporate your family? You don't want to see your face, okay? You don't want to put your face in the video. No problem. Little Sarah over here, your daughter, she's so cute. Stick her on a table with some testers and get her to tell you what they smell like. How hard is that? You're not in the video, but now people are getting an idea. You've now brought your family into this. They're getting a feel that this is a family thing. You're doing this for your family. How many of you are doing this for your family? Is that part of your why? Raise your hands. Right? So bring the family into the business, man. You know what I do? I sometimes let my daughter draw pictures and I put them in my customers' orders. Because she's always on the TV. They know who Riley is. So I try and incorporate her in my business because literally I work my business so that her and I can get further in life. That's literally it. That's my main goal. I am not living in a one-bedroom apartment for the rest of my life. It's not happening. And so I work my business and I push and I pass all my fears and I go through all those excuses because I want her to see that even though there's obstacles and there's really hard things that you have to go through, and maybe there's weeks where you don't have any money and you can't get that brand new boy baby life that she wants, or maybe there's weeks where you can't really afford any food and you're going to the food cupboard because you don't have enough. You gotta use that, fuel it. Use that as fuel to your fire. Why do I feel so bad today? Why am I feeling like this today? I have a whole bunch of Scentsy girls out there who will support me and love me, who will surround me with all that sort of stuff and help me, guide me. You have all these women out there who do videos for you, telling you guys to kick those excuses to the wind. You've got all these tools. Look at that, remember that aha moments day? How many women sat there in front of you guys every 30 minutes or every hour for the day and told you guys about their fears and the things that they've overcome and the things that they've had to go through. We all have obstacles. The whole point is that you need to push past your obstacles. You need to start slowly, put yourself out of your comfort zone. So challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone, okay? Those are the two things that you need to do the most things. And then the third one you can do as a takeaway, what you took away from today from me. I just want you guys to know there's not going to be any more excuses, and you're going to try one thing in your life. It doesn't have to be Scentsy related, you guys. One thing in your life to get yourself out of your comfort zone, because maybe that one thing that you try to get out of your comfort zone will push you forward to something new in your business, like the one that I asked you to do, right? Or like this one, I keep forgetting, Taryn, right? Terry. Carrie. Why do I do that? I'm horrible. So basically, I put her on the spot, she's live, there you go. She's gonna go home, she's gonna build from that. So you guys are gonna go home, you're gonna take away these things, and you're gonna build from it. You're gonna challenge yourself this year, this season, and you're gonna do things that are out of your comfort zone. And you're gonna hold yourself accountable. And if you don't feel like you can hold yourself accountable, I want you to go find an accountability partner, and that person's gonna help hold you accountable. That man or woman, I see ya. That man or woman, that person's gonna hold you accountable. That person is gonna be your buddy system, and then guys are gonna work through the one challenge and the one fear that irks you the most, okay? I love you guys, I'm sorry I talked so long. What's your question? Okay. Yeah, how many views did you get? Somebody help her.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming and watching me today.
Amie, you kick ass. Woo!